Hello, good evening, all CCI family who are logging for India. Good morning, good afternoon to all those who are logging from various parts of the globe. Today is Thursday, 8 p.m. I am Atri Gangopadhyay from Ranchi, Jharkhand. We are bringing a unique, fun, but I assure you, at the end of the day, you will definitely learn something. We are going to talk about social media, how it is bringing the world together. Like CCI. Did CCI come? It was a WhatsApp group once upon a time. We used to have fun. We used to have so much fun that we thought, let's make it serious. Let's make it a organized body. Somewhere 5, 7 years ago, it was a digital, and in 2017, a physical transformation occurred and it became a registered society. So, our founder, Dr. N.H. Krishna, he had this idea that let's do a webinar that how social media is changing doctors' life, just like CCI, how social media is helping us save lives and improving the patient and their attendants' life. So today's webinar is totally dedicated to social media and its implication on us, on our patients, and the world altogether. So I want to thank Dr. N.H. Krishna for such a wonderful idea. Sir is always there thinking these topics never ever done before. And I also, when I was preparing as a moderator for this, I also realized never ever done before. So hang on for the fun. Before we move forward, let us introduce our galaxy of star-studded cast. We have a gentleman from engineering, mass media background. He is not a medical doctor, Mr. Vinod Yadav. Mr. Vinod Yadav, since the last 2.5 years, have been part of all our webinars as he heads the technical support team. Since he is into so much digital technical support, so I thought he should be the indispensable resource person, and Dr. Krishna sir unanimously told that Vinod must be part of this webinar. So we have Mr. Vinod Yadav from Mumbai. Then we have some medical doctors. We have selected two people who did their MBBS when internet was not so easily available. Smartphones were not there, and we used to have the heavier phones, the black and white phones. We have Dr. Ravi Dosi from Indore, Madhya Pradesh. We have Dr. Vijay Kumar Chennamchetty from Hyderabad. Then we have two people who were doing their MBBS when internet became something easily accessible, and let's say they grew up with the internet around them. We have from Ludhiana Dr. Keerat Kaur Sibia. We have from Nagpur Dr. Adwani. True to the spirit of CCI, Chess Council of India, we have tried to pick people from various zones of India to bring a sense of all inclusiveness. First, we have two talks. Dr. Ravi Dosi sir, and Mr. Vinod Yadav. I apologize. First, Mr. Vinod Yadav will give us a talk giving us the technical know-how that we need to have some basic knowledge regarding social media, and it will be taken forward by Dr. Ravi Dosi sir regarding how doctors have an implication in social media. So Mr. Vinod Yadav ji, the stage is all yours.
Thank you, Dr. Atri. I am truly grateful and thankful to you and entire CCI family, especially to Dr. N.H. Krishna, who has invited me to present on social media skills. So in today's world, it is very much important to enhance your social media skills. So to excel in the realm of social media, it is very crucial to acquire some strong foundation on the various key areas of social media. Let's explore the essential skills and knowledge areas necessary for navigating and thriving the world of social media. So in this slide, I would take apology from the younger generation doctors. This slide is basically meant for those doctors who have completed their MBBS pre-computer or pre-internet era. So basically, to become a tech savvy, you need to understand what is the basic requirement of the hardware and network requirement. So the minimum configuration of a good laptop, it should be basically anything between i5 processor, 4 GB RAM is a good choice for a basic working. And if sometimes if you require editing work like image editing, or you want to do some video editing, you will also require some a basic graphic card of 2 GB. And certainly if you take a laptop having at least a SSD of 256 GB, that will definitely icing on the cake. uh, Next is like with the evolution of the digital presence, there are a lot of fraudulent activities which has been evolved. So it's very important to remain secure in such a digital space wherein a lot of frauds are happening. So basically the secure browsers like Google Chrome or Firefox or Safari or MS Edge and the Brave web browser, it's a Brave, which offer regular updates to their systems. They provide a strong privacy features and protection almost against all the malwares and phishing threats. So it is very much safe to it is very much important to use very safe web browsers. It is very much important for you to keep your system updated through a latest antiviruses in your system. Viruses are nothing like it's not a biological organism in computer. It's basically a program which is which is coded or developed to cause some harms, or to when these are installed in the system, they basically gather some information from your system and pass it on to the hackers so that they can do illegal or unethical activities from your computer. So always keep your system protected and standard, and use standard and strong antivirus. The best antivirus is which are used in today's era are Norton, Kaspersky, or Bitdefender. So in today's digital environment, it has become very much important to master the social media platforms. It's not important, but it has become a necessity. So mastering the diverse platforms like Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, WhatsApp has become a very crucial for navigating, sharing, or engaging and posting the content effectively. Coming slides, I will take you through how the social media platforms are working. So there are a lot of restrictions on promoting the medical content on the social media. So, but however, you can definitely create some disease awareness videos or patient education videos, and you can promote those educational videos on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook Live or Facebook platform. You can also promote these videos through the WhatsApp channels. So basically, how does Instagram algorithm works for video promotion? So whatever video you have created for the patient education or disease awareness program, or any kind of video which is related to the medical content which you want to promote to the larger audience. So basically, the calculation of algorithm happens through the amount of engagement happening on that videos, how many likes, how many comments, shares has happened, how many people have saved those videos for influencing others, and it will also see the relevance of the content what you have created, whether it's of the user interest or not. It will also be determined by the past interactions and content, and how regularly you are creating videos and how regularly you are uploading the relevant content on the platform. Even that will affect the video promotion timelines. User interaction is also very important, like how many people have completed the view of the video, how many interactions are happening on your video, that affects the visibility of the video. And user pattern is like frequency, how frequently the user is viewing your video, how much time is spent on the app, how users are engaging with the content. You will have to also create a relevant caption of the video which you are going to promote. Generally, people search the video through the captions, through the keywords and the hashtags. So it is very much important you should use relevant hashtags and captions. Videos are also promoted based on the similarity of the content other users are creating and the engagement happening on those videos. And that your videos should be having relevant content which is also in a trend. YouTube's algorithm also works similar for the video promotion. Basically, even YouTube also measures through the engagement metrics, like how many views are there, how many likes, comments, watch time, influence, visibility is there, how relevant your content is there. Basically, YouTube videos are generally very long videos. It should be more than 7 minutes videos. Whenever you are uploading any video on YouTube, it should be minimum 7 minutes, because the platform is made in such a way that people should come and watch the longer videos on YouTube. So your video should be, when you are uploading or creating a content for YouTube, your video should be more than 7 minutes. It is very much important to create a very attractive thumbnail, and title should be appealing. Basically, thumbnails are the key showstoppers. Like thumbnails are the thumbnails will decide whether your video will be watched or it will be swept away. So Instagram is basically made to create and watch short videos for shorter engagements, whereas YouTube is totally different from it. So it is very much important that whatever video you are uploading on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook, you should always keep a track of your video views, how many, what is the watch duration of your video, how many people are engaging with the videos. You can keep a track from the YouTube studio or or on the Instagram as well. So you should also keep a check on the retention rates for a comprehensive performance. This will help you in deciding what should be the topic of the future video, what should be the content of the future video. You can also, from the YouTube studio, you can also track the demographics of the audience, from which location you are getting more traction, how many people are watching from which geographies, and basically from which devices they are watching the videos more. You can track entire thing on the YouTube Studio Analytics. So it is very much important when you watch the performance measurement whenever you're doing the whenever you're tracking the video views. It is very much important. You should always get engaged with the audience. You should always reply to the comments. You should always respond to the positive comments. As in my previous slide, I have told you that how important it is to create compelling thumbnails or compelling graphic designings or images to be used in your video content. It is very much important that you should have small courses on graphic designing editing softwares, or you can hire a professional graphic designer to create visually appealing thumbnails or graphic designings or video editing. Basically, if you want to do it yourself, you can you can learn from Canva, Flipperclip, Snapseeds, or Photoshop. You can do the image editing with these softwares. Whereas if you want to do good video editing, if you want to get a good video editing skills, you can always use applications like Vita, Filmora, Kinestar, or if you want to do advanced video editing, you can always go to Adobe Premiere Pro. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to talk on the social media content.
Very good evening to all of you, and welcome to this very, very different and very relevant webinar being held by CCI. I would like to thank Krishna sir for this brilliant idea and Dr. Atri sir, CVK sir for the execution of this brilliant webinar. While making this webinar, we all come to understand, and while attending it, you might also try to understand the importance of mobile applications that has slowly come and now very deeply got embedded in our day-to-day daily practice. A medical professional who is ideal is supposed to have an eye of an eagle, the hand of a woman, and the heart of a lion. But this age-old adage is also having an addendum, that is, the person should be communicable all the time and very well connected. For this particular addendum, the most recent technology which is helping us is mobile technology. Well, I am not talking something which is just hearsay. There are very well established research papers illustrating the use of smartphones in clinical practice. They have been very well documented in standard index journals, and they tell that apps help, mobile phones help. How do they help? They help healthcare professionals by giving information and time management, by providing health record maintenance and access to patients and healthcare professionals alike, for providing a vital communication link in between the healthcare professional and his patient or her patient, and providing consultation at that time when physical contact is not possible. For example, the recently passed COVID lockdown era. Very, very important and very relevant to those who have recently presented in national conferences, which is referencing and information gathering. For patient management and monitoring, which is of vital importance in patients having sleep disorders and diabetes. Clinical decision making in very precarious scenarios like ICU and critical care patients. And most important for us all, which is medical education and training, because a doctor remains a lifelong student. And by the time we usually present our stuff, usually it is already upgraded and outdated. The history of medical applications can be dated back in the early 2000s when the BlackBerry mobile came into existence and actual applications were start to being seen. What are they and how can they help? But the real revolution came with the iPhone 5 in somewhere around 2005, where the iPhone revolution followed by the iPad introduction by the Apple company really propagated the use of applications, and these applications then became very, very common when the Android technology was launched, and many apps which came into the reach of almost all medical professionals, be they from first world, second world or third world countries, came into existence. The Android application which came into common use separated the fact that apples are being owned by more than 70% of all doctors. This even brought the remaining 25 to 27% of doctors into the usage of applications for their medical practice. Now, mobile applications are having staggering numbers as of now. 3.4 billion people have smartphones, and at least 50% have downloaded a medical application at least once. The healthcare applications have become popular by a whopping 330% in the last 3 years. Only 4,45,000 apps are there in Google Play, and nearly 3,91,000 apps of medical help and medical practice are there in Apple Store. And since 2015, nearly 100,000 applications have been added to the market. This shows the reliance not only of the general population at large, but even healthcare professional, and the growing market that this particular mobile application is now offering a totally new dimension to healthcare. Well, what are the need of mobile devices at the point of care? It is all for better communication, and it acts as an information resource. Many sort of resources may be needed in a clinical texting. Communication capabilities like voice calling, video conferencing, text and email, hospital information systems on which we gather all reports and type our discharge summaries, electronic health records and electronic medical records are very important in case of follow-up patients. Clinical decision support systems in which the LAN network of your hospital is connected to a mobile, to an particularly medically intelligent software which helps you in clinical decision making. The picture archiving and communication system PACS, which is vital for our radiology assessment nowadays, and the lab information system. All of these informational resources, which we commonly use, are now being taken up by almost all major societies and all major medical conferences now being held across the globe. All of us have very commonly referred to the CHEST app and the ERS Congress app for the need of guidelines and for assessing several difficult recommendations. Even when we go to our NAPCONs nowadays, we find that applications have been made, and some years back, we even had a virtual NAPCON, which was virtually done almost with the help of a mobile application, very, very beautifully. Mobile apps for medical health professionals basically came into vogue after Apple, by its Apple Store, gave a huge impetus to separately having a sector for healthcare professionals. To the extent that 70% of medical school healthcare professionals and students report using at least one medical app per day. And if it is their favorite, 50% would access that particular app daily, which if you can calculate by the number of medical professionals you can see around is a tremendously huge number. Healthcare professionals use medical devices for administration of their hospital and practice, health record maintenance and rapid access, communication, reference, and medical education. There is a plethora of users of mobile devices and apps. You name it, and as a doctor, every particular function that you do, from seeing your patient to examining your patient to recording his data to writing his treatment to doing his follow up and checking his reports, each and everything is possible now. There are several medical applications of which I would like to categorize and mention a few. Information and time management is basically very notably being made by apps like Evernote, Notability, and there are a lot of ebook reader apps with PDF access. Cloud storage is a part of these apps, which in small amounts is being offered free of cost, but they, if taken up with a subscription free, give you huge place to store your valuable documents and books. Health record maintenance and access apps are unique, particularly in our country, which we can have evidence from the app of Tata Memorial Hospital and the very relevant Arogyam app, which revolutionized the way that COVID care and conduct was made during the lockdown days. Even your practice nowadays is hugely based on these mobile applications and the use of these patient doctor virtual connect platforms. The commonly known ones might be visiting you day in and day out, calling you day in and day out, but they are always there. A significant part of your practice is now contributed by these online platforms and applications. Most of us have reaped the benefits, but some of us have also started to see the pitfalls of being over-reliant on these particular applications. But if you take it with a pinch of salt, it helps the healthcare community in general to a very, very nice way. Social networking apps have really helped doctors connect, and the term Doctors Without Borders, though given to a particular group and organization, has actually become a reality if you go to several of these social networking apps like Facebook, X, and WhatsApp. The Chest Council of India is one such example where, spread over its multiple groups, there are more than 9,000 chest physicians attached to it, and even specialties related to chest attached to it, which are connected in a way that makes them just like a family. Reference in information gathering and literature research and review has become a very, very important mode through the use of mobile applications. It was found that 60% of the medical websites and 74% of all medical news is gathered by healthcare professionals by the use of mobile applications. You can see how meager the amount of reliance on paper prints is there. Standard journals like Lancet, the BMJ, and NEJM have very, very excellent applications and subscription offers so that you can stay connected and improve your skills and keep yourself updated with these publications regularly. The most icing on the cake is provided by websites like pubmed.gov or Cochrane Library, which provide access and the most relevant publications from standard index journals to the click of your mouse or to the press of your thumb. One very other important use of applications is drug referencing. A lot of applications offer not only interaction, but even dosing and several trade names which are available for this drug. And they even help you in calculating the dose as per weight. For patient management, if you search, you will get almost 3 pages full of different applications which are there. And you will be surprised to find even your name on there, even if you have not registered. Such is the extent and reach of these applications nowadays that whether you like it or you don't, but you are now a part and parcel of this virtual ecosystem of medicine. Patient monitoring has been revolutionized by the use of applications. particularly monitoring the health or location of patients with chronic diseases. For example, sleep disorders, how much is the patient using his NIV, how much is the NIV pressure going on, and what is his compliance with the machine can very well be illustrated by the use of real-time software applications which are being offered by several sleep companies nowadays. Philips and ResMed both have revolutionized the way that we practice our sleep medicine or take care of our sleep patients. Similarly, wonders are being done by this technology as far as diabetes control is being considered, because that too has been provided a lot of impetus. There are several patient monitoring platforms available, and all of these platforms provide good interactions between the doctor and the patient, and all of them have a mobile application unit. Medical calculators are one such thing which people practicing in pulmonology who have critical care and sleep medicine attached to them are using on a daily basis, and some of my friends tend to use it on an hourly basis. So there are a number of medical calculators available, and they help us to calculate the most difficult of equations, which as residents we really fretted to do over rounds. The biggest boon is to people who are busy in their practice or who for some reason whatsoever are physically not able to attend interventional stuff. Companies like Olympus have provided excellent applications where they upload good bronchoscopy cases. Anatomical learning is possible by an app, and you have apps like Pepid which provide you real case scenarios on a bedside. So this really helps. Even an impetus or something like that is being provided by our very own Chest Council of India, where through YouTube, which is another excellent tool for medical education, on a weekly basis for years since the COVID pandemic, it started with Har Guruvar Guru Ke Saath, which was the concept of Krishna sir, and now it has evolved into such a learning platform that almost every Thursday there are on an average of 800 to 1100 logins to these educational webinars. The benefits provided are rapid decision with a lower error rate, increasing the quality of data management and accessibility, improving practice efficiency and knowledge. They have proven to have a positive effect on patient care outcomes, which is a published article as far as COVID-19 and Cochrane is concerned, as evidenced by a reduction in adverse events and reduced hospital length of stay in healthcare professionals who are using apps like UpToDate. Now, better clinical decision making is being facilitated by the use of protocol-based apps. They guide you on every step of the algorithm and help you take a very, very fast and an informed decision for your patient care, which was very well evidenced by the use of several apps in the COVID era. Another very important and relevant app is LinkedIn. It is a cost-effective networking pathway which provides a platform to provide niche expertise. Every day, every hour, we see a lot of interventional stuff, lot of conferences, lot of international conferences being attended by our own colleagues and seniors, and getting inspired to do more of such work so that we also can post our own achievements on LinkedIn. This leads to huge networking. Even people from remote places get access to you, and you get access to people from very far off and superior places so that you can satisfy your academic interests. Notifying communicable diseases is a huge achievement of mobile technology, particularly with the use of Arogya Setu and Nikshay apps. The current government, led by the visionary vision of our respectable Prime Minister Modi ji, has actually digitalized the health care sector to such a way that now mobile applications have not become a necessity but a compulsion to our day-to-day practice, because they have eased such a difficult task to such a simple level. The future trends for mobile devices and apps in healthcare are many, and most of the newer upcoming apps for involving artificial intelligence, they will do everything from taking an echo to auscultating the heart to even solving dermatological conditions and complicated medical conditions. So we always have good and bad. So in order to ponder over that, there are several questions. Will you rely on a mobile application or any mobile application? Will the data uploaded of the patient be safe? How does this impact the doctor-patient relationship? And how do we integrate it to the workplace in an official way? So, in order to facilitate this, we need to understand one thing very clearly. There are set telemedicine practice guidelines in our country by the NMC after the COVID-19 pandemic, because it was used rampantly at that point of time, to which we all should go through once and be guided. And one very important category of people who tend to see videos regularly on YouTube and claim to do procedures without having any actual first-hand experience should beware, because this can be risky business. There are health problems also. If you use mobile applications too much, you may have neurological symptoms of cognitive function. Your sleep cycle may be altered. You may have tachycardia and palpitations. Ear symptoms. There is a suspected effect on male reproductive system, the papers of which are very well indexed. Severe or common problems in heavy mobile users are the text neck syndrome, cell phone elbow, selfie elbow, or the BlackBerry or texting thumb. We need to have a very correct posture if we are going through the mobile in order to really not suffer from this nagging pain that people have when used incorrectly. Obesity is a big issue. I won't attribute it all to the mobile applications, but definitely the more use of technology tends to give less of importance to physical work. Ethical use of information technology is very, very important, because now the use of these mobile applications is in the medico-legal gambit. So you have to be very, very careful of what you are doing with a mobile application as far as patient care is concerned. In conclusion, I would just like to say that the healthcare sector, the application is an invaluable tool. There is reluctance from several healthcare physicians still, and we need to ourselves and ask them also to ponder the associated risks and benefits. There should be rigorous evaluation, validation, and development of best practice standards. The app should be meaningful, accurate, and timely. And then only in our mental balance, we should use and go ahead with this mobile application. Thank you.
Wow, I was just mesmerized by the quality of content you both presented. I would want to appreciate the amount of hard work and the hours you have given for preparing this, because what I found, the language was simple. We are not into engineering, we are into the human body. But how Vinodji explained from very basic things regarding computer, internet, to taking us to the current day apps every day. And then how Raviji in detail told us about, you have done research, you have spent lot of hours despite your regular work to give us this knowledge. So that is really commendable. While the talk was going on, we are so well connected by social media that I just now find that one of our CCI life member, Dr. Visveswaram from Hyderabad, he presented a beautiful case of hemoptysis and how he managed it, and with some beautiful videos and images for the learning of everyone. So this is the power of CCI, because hemoptysis is something very common. Even I at Ranchi, sometimes find cases of hemoptysis where I'm really puzzled regarding what to do. So just by reading one Visves message in less than 1 minute, I am learning about hemoptysis, which will maybe help me also in future. We already have one audience question. This audience question is from Calcutta, Dr. Saurendranath Banerjee. He works at a medical college in Calcutta, and he is requesting guidance with respect to online prescription. Dr. Vijay Chennamchetty, sir, can you please guide Dr. Sorindra with respect to how do we generate an online prescription?
Yeah, first of all, let me appreciate both of them, Atri Bhai, for a wonderful presentation. To be honest, I haven't even thought of even 50% what Dr. Ravi Bhai has said in his presentation, and then what Vinod Bhai has told, probably I know only 25% of it. So from there, to answer the question of Dr. Saurindra, so what is very, very important is, so generation of prescription, we have our own NMC guidelines, teleconsultation NMC guidelines. We have to go through what medications that we need to prescribe, what medications we can't afford to prescribe in the teleconsultation. So for us, being associated with Apollo, for me particularly, so Apollo has revolutionized for the since COVID first wave, the way we have done teleconsultations. To be honest, the actual valuation of Apollo 24/7 app, can anyone guess here? Atribai? Actual valuation of Apollo 24/7 app as of now today is 543 crores. The app value is 543 crores. So, and then when they want to sell it, they will sell it at least 4 to 5 fold more. So similarly, so the way it has revolutionized in the past 3 years, thanks to COVID times, thanks to the technology which is there. So be associated with one of these app providers, and then you can easily enroll your name, and you can easily do the teleconsultations. It is very, very simple. And when we go into the depth of the apps, it is very important. If you are doing a review, you can cut, copy, paste the previous prescriptions very easily. You can finish your consultation or prescription writing in 1 minute. You can save. Example, if I am suggesting a obstructive sleep apnea patient to reduce his weight, to use CPAP in a regular manner, and then how to clean the CPAP device, the tubings in a fixed manner, the content will remain same, so that you can add it very easily in less than a minute to the prescription. So it is not a rocket science no more. It is very, very easy. It's just be associated with one of these app which provides consultation to the patients.
There is the
Thank
app
you.
valuation
Yeah,
so
please.
high because of the data it has, or is it because it is Apollo's app?
It is the amount of business that it is generating. So thanks to Apollo again, Apollo is there in almost every town, every city. So it has got so much of so I was just going through this 10 minutes ahead of our webinar. What is the valuation of Apollo 24/7?
Wow. From Dr. Vijay, I would want to move on a little west to Nagpur. Dr. Samirji, as we were chatting before, prior to COVID also you had been using internet, social networking, let's say for bonding with friends, bonding with colleagues. So when you had to make this switch from personal entertainment to professional, did you face any problem, or what adaptation you had to do from switching from, let's say, social media for recreational purpose to professional purpose? Dr. Samir, sir.
Hello everyone. I am thankful to CCI for giving me this opportunity to present here. Actually, looking at the pre-COVID or pre-era, it was mostly a personal use, like for social media and for any other applications. We were using it only for personal use. Now, switching from personal to professional use, it has been a bit different. We have to be quite professional. We have to learn the ethics. We have to learn the guidelines. We have to see everything before shifting it from personal to professional use of all these apps. It is not so difficult. Once we learn the ethics, we learn the guidelines, we see how the other people are presenting, we can easily learn, and we can switch it from personal to professional social media usage. Now, in personal usage, we usually just see the photos we share, see the videos from other people, what they have been sharing. But while we start using it professionally, we have to disseminate the knowledge to the people. Starting from the YouTube to the Facebook, we are usually making our personal videos. We are sharing with the public, and we are just giving it everything to our best. We are giving our best of knowledge to the public, and we have to see that we don't give any misinformation to the public. Just it's not like that we are giving this good information, but it should be that we should not give any misinformation to the public, so that they are not misguided, and they are not giving any they are not misguided with by these videos or all other type of information that we are sharing. uh, we are generally using videos. We are now making posters, like sir has told us. There are many applications like Canva and others. I usually use Canva for making some posters and share it on the social media like Facebook, Instagram, and all the personal WhatsApp for the people. And they are usually happy with the information that we are giving to them.
Thank you. That was very illustrative. From Nagpur, I would want to move a little bit north to Ludhiana. Dr. Keerat ji, I met you digitally via CCI platform. It was a webinar where you and Dr. Nikhil, he's a radiologist, both of you had performed. And since then, via various CCI activities, we used to interact. And after maybe around 6 or 8 months, ultimately, I could get the chance to meet you in person. So, Dr. Keerat ji, can you give us an anecdote or incident how, let's say, CCI may have influenced your professional, not personal, your professional life with respect to better patient care via use of this networking? Dr. Kiratji.
Thank you, Dr. Atri. This will be a very personal answer from my side. I am very thankful that because of CCI platform, which Dr. Krishna has given to all the pulmonologists, Indian pulmonologists, also pulmonologists who are out of the country, we feel empowered. That sense of empowerment, it means a lot to me. And because of CCI, I feel that I have support of very senior people that I can call. So many times I've bothered Dr. Chennamchetty for cases that I thought were difficult, and for help I've reached out to so many people. For cases in tuberculosis, I've reached out to Dr. Vikas Oswal, I've reached out to Dr. Narayana Pradeep. I've also reached out to Dr. Murli Mohan sir for a few cases. So this is something unimaginable to think of being able to seek help. A few years back, I saw Dr. Rajadhar for the first time at Nagpur at Hyderabad, Mumbai. I never thought that one day I could be so connected to sir that it would be just like a phone call away or a message away. So this is amazing. It's beyond imagination. And it seems very simple now because we have WhatsApp on our phones, which is a regular app. I would urge everyone to think, at least when I was in college during MBBS, we had those cell phones which could only text. It did not even have I did not even have a camera phone. So see, we have come such a long way from having a phone where you could only text to having apps where you can share cases. We are seeing CT scans on the CCI app, on the CCI WhatsApp group. And the learning experience that CCI has brought it really opens your mind and it opens the world to you, world of possibilities. A small example, I look at, Dr. Vikas Oswal, he's doing a public-private partnership in tuberculosis. It is not there in my state at all. I see people doing remarkable things and it's really inspiring. So I thank Dr. Krishna for this opportunity to be here with you all today. And that the fact that I could meet wonderful people like you, Dr. Atri, Dr. Chennam, Dr. Ravi, Dosi. I'm meeting Dr. Sameer for the first time. I'm saying meeting because it feels like I'm meeting you only, even though we are just virtually connected at the moment.
Wow, that's a wonderful answer. And that's an encouragement for all of us out there. I just got a message from the technical team that currently 825 people are watching us live now. And this is huge for a non-disease webinar topic. Today, we are not talking about any medicine, any disease, any investigation, and yet 825 people are watching us live. That is something huge. So thank you all the panelists and the organizers. especially Team Sipla, who have been our academic support since the last 2.5 years. I would want to move on to Dr. Ravi, sir. Sometimes we have seen your beautiful videos where you act, and sometimes with you, your co actors are your two wonderful sons also, who are also now growing very fast. In fact, the elder one is maybe very soon overtake you in height, maybe. So, what I wanted to know is that you are doing these educational videos, but using your family. So, have you ever felt any, let's say, invasion of public privacy kind of thing? And how would you want to guide us regarding the same?
Well, thank you, Dr. Atri, and I would like to compliment you on a very excellent moderation. Uh, my point is, you made a very relevant point that I make videos with my two children, and most places that I go, या फिर ये दोनों, whenever they come to the hospital, like everybody knows them. अरे यार, you guys are in your father's videos, so they have gained automatic popularity. I do agree that introducing children to this sort of exposure is a bit risky. Matlab, it's not always safe. There are a lot of things that you hear say nowadays कि यार ये हो जाता है, and a lot of वो क्या है, deep fake, and a lot of things are going on nowadays. But at the same time, I feel that in the generation, they have to be exposed to such technology. They have to be compliant with this sort of a application where they can communicate and express themselves in a better way. So there is invasion of, means in the sense, my family and my children are known to everybody, but we work socially, so we take it in a positive way. Until unless we find negative people, I don't see it harming us in any way, which by God's grace hasn't happened up till now. But I would always say all applications, particularly social networks, have to have some sort of privacy key. You need to keep a limit. You shouldn't share everything with everybody. And a private time means after 10:30, it's all family time. Stop the social applications and everything, and better keep that family time as your sanctum sanctorum. वो time सिर्फ family का.
Wow, that's a wonderful message. May I take the opportunity to appeal to our CCI family? Please respect the sanctum sanctorum. We all get chance to interact with each other maybe after 9 p.m. because in the day we are all working. But let us respect a limit that until it's an emergency, maybe after a time, we should observe this cyber silence or digital silence. Maybe it will help all of us via health wise and make our biological and legal family bonds also strong. Moving forward, Dr. Keerat, please. Yes, ma'am. The stage is yours.
Talking about privacy, I would like to share my experience. I've been on Facebook, and you all talked about how it was, we all have our personal Facebook accounts. I've not been very active on Facebook for the past few months, or maybe a little longer than that. But when I was in MD, I started a Facebook page. My mother, who's a doctor, both my parents are doctors. So my mother is more active. She's much more active on Facebook. She has like 5,000 plus followers. And she started a page for me where she wanted me to post regarding health and some other opinions that I may have. And that page is called Dr. Keerat Says on Facebook. And it now has 4,700 followers over the past few years. It has gained this much repute. I won't say repute. I think people want to hear people speak their minds sometimes. And I speak generally on health issues. If I'm able to make a little bit difference in people's perception of health and taking care of themselves and their lifestyles, I think I've done my job. But what I wanted to tell you, the point here is that having a separate personal account and having a separate page where you post stuff regarding your professional things, or if anything else, like Dr. Ravi's videos are so encouraging, right? And they're entertaining also. It's not professionally also, they have a message for the public, but they're also entertaining. But I think it's important to have a portal or a page where you post, and where you have as a public figure, you post those, and it should not be from your personal page.
Wow. The tip is taken and the point should go home. I would want to move on to Dr. Vijay, sir. Dr. Vijay sir is a celebrity because in Hyderabad, he's a doctor of celebrities. Means all this South Indian movie industry, Bahubali and whatnot, they are his patients. So sometimes the other way may happen that rather than Vijay sir posting a photo with, let's say, Chiranjeevi, Chiranjeevi may post a photo with Vijay sir. The other way also happens. Like recently, I found that Vijay sir had posted a photo with a famous singer, Himesh Reshammiya, and I was also standing over there. So, Vijay sir, kindly guide us some demerits of this professional online networking you have actually faced.
See, before going to demerits, I would love to spend some 2 minutes on what wonders have happened. So to be honest, I agree with you. When I went to some shooting with PK Garu. PK means Pavan Kalyan Garu. Okay. So in fact, it was my, I think, second time meeting. So we have taken a picture. Naturally, okay, I asked him a picture. I suddenly realized the next day morning he has posted in Facebook. So in his page. So that's how sometimes this happens. So coming to the merits, which I have experienced so far is on May 16th, 2020. May 16th, 2020. So no, 2021. I'm sorry. During second wave of COVID, what has happened is my free consultations or free guidance to entire people across my network has become so viral. I have done a COVID session, okay, from morning 8 to evening 9:30 non-stop. That has become so viral. And I was fortunate enough to spare that time on the given day. So to close to 500 plus families, that has gone on 2 YouTube channels and then 10 Facebook links. So it was live, and then more than 500 families got benefited from single session, a marathon session. So what else we need to give to the public during such a very, very, what you call needy hour during COVID second wave. So coming to demerits, so my experience is, so medical jousting has become very, very, I don't call it as a very common, but it is not an uncommon scenario. So you see, there may be people who write good about you on the Google or somewhere in the social media or Facebook. But there are intentionally some people, they write negative comments on you. So my suggestion to medical fraternity and then my brothers and sisters of CCI is, don't get discouraged with that. So my suggestion is, if it is within limit, start neglecting. But if it crosses its limit, you can report in cybercrime. And we have done it for 2 of my Google reviews. And then cybercrime has taken its role, and then it got deleted from the cybercrime people. So please be aware of medical jousting.
Thank you. After our doctors, I would again want to move to our engineer brother today, Vinod ji. Today, when I was logging into this meeting, I found a message that Zoom software is updating. And it took me around 2.5 minutes to log into the meeting. So, means explain us that what is this software updating? Why is it essential? And if we are seriously into teleconsulting or professional networking, how frequently should we do this updating thing? Please, sir.
So basically, sir, whenever there is an update going on in the system, basically it happens because the developer has created some security patches into that, or he has fixed some bugs which is having software glitches. It basically happens to improve the overall performance and experience of the application. Sometimes it also happens for feature enhancements. They keep on updating the features. New features are embedded into the system. So that becomes a bundle of a application, and then they put it as an update. So it is very important to update your application every time whenever there is an update, whenever there is an update available in the system. You should not miss any kind of update when software is prompting you to update the application.
Vinod ji, you said that YouTube video should be minimum 7 minutes. In your presentation, you said that. What did you mean by that?
So basically what happens, YouTube algorithm is based on such a factor that it is meant to watch a longer video time, because YouTube gains a monetary benefit out of that, and which is passed on to the content creator. So 7 minutes is the minimum length that video should be created. It is used for there's a saying that when you're watching an Instagram video, your head remains like this. That means you're scrolling the video and watching the video immediately within 30 seconds. But when you are watching a YouTube video, your head will remain like this, and you are watching it on a proper mobile screen, because it is meant to be watched for a longer duration of time. Its algorithm is set like that. The content which is more than 7 minutes, it is promoted to a more extent.
Okay, thank you. A very important question. Again, this is with respect to demerits. Samir ji, you work at a medical college where often you need to mentor MBBS students, PG students, residents. Kindly guide us regarding how we may safeguard ourselves from financial fraud during professional networking. I'm not talking about recreational networking, but during professional networking, how we may safeguard ourselves from financial fraud, sir.
Financial frauds is becoming quite common in our in our field actually. We have all our information is widely available in all the social media networks and all in the professional networks also. So there is a possibility that some people try to take our information and ask some other patients to and forge yourself themselves as you, and take the consultation and the consultation charges from them. Sometimes some of the apps also are doing this kind of things, and I have come to know recently that some patients have been mistreated by some of these apps. The doctors were not there, and they were given the names of the doctors and treated by them. This is one of the things that you should verify the apps. You should verify the person whom you are in contact with, any kind of application, or even on online consultation. You should verify the person whom you are giving the consultation. Sometimes the patient take the consultation only for taking some benefits from you, not as a proper consultation, and they will force, they will ask for money, they will harass you, saying that your treatment has caused some major side effects to them. So you should verify everyone whom you are contacting with. In addition, misuse of QR codes nowadays is quite common. So if you are giving your QR codes to anyone, they will just take out all the information. They will just ask you for the money later on by hacking your accounts from these QR codes. So you should also be vigilant about all these side effects of networks. Sometimes I have got calls from some CRPF camps, some military camps, and they want their consultation from me. I told them that this is not a regular thing that some CRPF or medical military will call for a camp to another person. So you should be vigilant about these. People call anyone who has a name of doctor, and they will ask you for camp. They will ask you for scanning a QR code, and you should be very aware of all these financial frauds before doing any of these networking.
I fondly remember this defense personnel scam because one day in the CCI group we were discussing, 5 or 7 of us, including Krishna sir, had received that call on the same day that some defense personnel wants to check up 50 people together and was asking a QR code for payment. So I myself had politely declined that I am a very ordinary doctor and I can only see 10 patients in a day. There is no way I can see 50 patients in a day. And the other side, that person started laughing and cut off the phone. So sometimes, without going into, let's say, provocation, we may end it humor wise also. I want to ask a question to Vijay sir. Before you become the magician of thoracoscopy and cryo, you had to spend some time abroad during your training also. So nowadays, thanks to platforms like CCI, where people know senior, respectable people who are just a phone call away, going abroad for training has become much more easier. So kindly compare this, Dr. Vijay Chennamchetty, sir, when you had to struggle to go abroad during your younger days.
No, definitely, Atribai. It was very, very tough in those days where to share my experience of reaching University of Texas Southwestern Medical Center at Dallas to gain some experience in lung transplantation. I applied for a observership where the conversation was happening through emails. So then, luckily, one of my senior colleague, 4 years senior to me from medical school, Sri Venkateshwara Medical College, Tirupati, he happens to the person who was guiding me to reach there for the training purpose. So in those days, I'm not sure. So if he would have not been in connect to me, or if I would have not been connected to him, it would have become a very, very difficult. And again, in those days, it was a tough job to get, including what I want to say is that the accommodation which was provided to me from the university was it's not quite affordable in those days. So I have to search through my personal networks and then identify a person's family members, like sister of Dr. Srikanth Reddy, so who happens to live in Dallas, probably 50 kilometers away from Dallas. So, but they were very, very considerate, and then they could accommodate me at their home for my training during entire 6 weeks of training. So it's a difficult job, but again, it was not an impossible. But now it is everything at a phone call away, in the sense, okay, sharing in WhatsApp, sharing in Facebook, sharing in Instagram, that I am looking forward for a accommodation or a position. If you can share that the same information in LinkedIn, you can get the job opportunity or training opportunities in probably days' time rather than waiting for months together.
Thank you. That was very lucid and I understand nostalgic also. Dr. Krishna sir has just mentioned in the Life Members group that looking at the uniqueness of this topic and the need for this topic will also be present at our physical meeting, CCI Con Srinagar. It's an appeal to all our life members out there. We are connected via WhatsApp 24/7, but kindly take this opportunity so that we may all meet each other in person. All you life members out there, we have released the dates. It's an appeal from all of us. Kindly take out time to be at Srinagar for CCI Con. I would want to move on to Ravi sir. Ravi sir, do you believe that familiarity via WhatsApp groups like us improve the loss to follow-up problems in chronic patient, especially people with transferable job moving from one location to another? What is your take on it, sir?
Definitely. The WhatsApp and other platforms have basically made follow-up for people very, very convenient and people who are shifting not only out of your colony, city, or country. Now it doesn't remain a border anymore. And with facilities of calling over the internet, it has become very, very convenient for them to consult you with small issues, coordinate with you. Like, for example, even if your patient is in America and he is coming back home for Diwali time, they will coordinate with you कि sir, I am coming at this time, आज धनतेरस है, पर आप मुझे देख लोगे ना. So you are always connected with those people, and you tend to receive more foreign gifts also that way. Matlab, it is very advantageous. So my point is, it's excellent. If you are a person who really likes being connected to your patient and their families, I think social networking and apps like WhatsApp have really revolutionized and made our lives better.
Wow. Permission to share a small anecdote over here. I work at Ranchi, Jharkhand, which has a considerable NRI diaspora. They come once a year, either during some festival or during some, let's say, family event, a marriage function, something. But they use that opportunity for their medical purpose, routine health checkups. Now, this lady, her sister is a doctor at Ranchi, ophthalmologist. She had some lung problem. She came to Ranchi to meet her sister for Diwali, and her sister brought her to me, and I advised her diffusion scan at my center. After the diffusion scan, she asked me, "Did you charge me for it?" I told, "Yeah, obviously I charged you for it." "Why?" "No, in the US, it's 22 times more costly than whatever you charge me." So I thought it was probably just the consultation fee. In my mind, I muttered, "You should have mentioned that tariff to me prior to the test so that I may have modified the charge for you." So, yes, in fact, 2 days ago, I got a patient whose son-in-law was a colleague of Dr. Vijay Chennamchetty, a liver surgeon at the same hospital. And via Dr. Vijay Chennamchetty, that man lives at Ranchi and came to me for a consultation 2 days ago. So thanks to platforms like CCI, the world has become a very small place where good doctors, quality doctors are just a thumb reach away, just a phone call away. Dr. Keerat, ma'am, you had a transition in your journey: Amritsar, Chandigarh, Delhi, Chandigarh, Ludhiana. In very short period, you had to change locations. So you had to keep track via professional networking platforms. Looking at the current day professional networking platforms, would you want to advise or suggest some more improved features which this platform should have to make it even more swifter or even more smoother?
When I saw on Dr. Ravi Dosi's screen when he was having that presentation, there was YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and CCI logo. I felt there should be a CCI app. And so I feel if there's a CCI app, it might be helpful in a manner where we know, better cataloging of all the YouTube, easy to reach all the webinars we have done, and otherwise also, even though they're all available on YouTube. But just when I saw that logo there, I felt like there could be a CCI app. But there's one thing I feel that in between for me, moving from Chandigarh to Ludhiana, social media has helped me a lot. I have received patients. Dr. Agamora recently sent me a patient. Then I have had patients from different parts, from Gujarat also, from Mumbai also. And I've also seen in prescriptions, there was a patient who had many years back, EBUS done by Dr. Pratibha Singhal. So when I see prescription of a doctor I know, I feel a sense of familiarity. I feel very nice about it. And with moving places, social media has helped me. I'll tell you how. I was told that to have a good practice, you need to have 3 things, ABC. First of all, availability. Second, behavior. Third, competency. So social media has helped me, first of all, announcing, oh, I've changed this city, now I'm available here. Not only for on the CCI group, but also for the patients to know that now I'm in this city, I'm available at so-and-so hospital, I'm available at SPS or Sibia Medical Center in the evening, and these are my timings. availability. Second, behavior. A lot of patients will see the board of the hospital and move past it. Some patients will go to the website of the hospital, see the face of a smiling doctor. They might feel welcome, they might feel a little sense of assurance. And some patients may see a doctor speaking kindly or sharing about their experience or trying to bring about some awareness, which they might feel connected with, making them more comfortable approaching the doctor for help. So this is the availability and connecting, or the behavior part. Third is competence. How does the patient know I'm competent? So posting the patient testimonials on the social media after informed consent, written consent from the patients and their families, and a disclaimer that after the consent only this has been posted across the social media. This is also very helpful. So social media has helped in all these areas.
That's very, very relevant. And a very beautiful thing you told, that when patients listen to us speak, so this YouTube, Google profile, WhatsApp status, they have given us this opportunity to not advertise, because as per medical council we cannot advertise, but at least we can disseminate medical knowledge, dispel rumors. So people listening to us, kindly use these opportunities, use these apps where you can speak out to people, where people can listen to you speak out and be confident that they are going to the right doctor. We have received a message from Dr. Rajesh Swarnakar. He's a very senior pulmonologist at Nagpur and he happens to be a live member. Glad to see Samir from Nagpur. Interesting webinar going on. Thank you, Rajesh sir. Such a busy person. When you log into our webinars, it means a lot for all of us. From Keerat ji, I would want to move on to our technical person, Vinod ji. These apps have, let's say, rapid evolution, rapid evolving. Let's talk 5 years down the line. How do you forecast the medical social media structure? Because you need to work with lots of doctors of various specialty, not only pulmonologists. 5 years down the line, Vinodji, how do you forecast the medical social media structure?
Sir, 5 years down the line, the applications will be more dynamic and it will be more content rich, because the way everyday content is increasing and newer content is getting created. So the content will become, the applications will be more content rich with more available features. So there will be more available journals, more medical contents will be available on those apps, because as of now, there are a lot of contents already available in the apps, but going ahead, there will be a lot of contents, more contents will be available with the newer and newer features.
Thank you, Vinodji. Taking a leaf from what Vinodji told, before I move on to the next speaker, I got
Just
another
want to
comment from
add,
Dr. Devi.
here.
Oh, please, Vijayji, please.
See, in addition to what Mr. Vinod has said, what is important is artificial intelligence is taking a very, very great shape, and then particularly in consultations, and then giving the second opinions, and also the robust artificial intelligence platform, if we can create from CCI, that would be really, really great, and then it would be the future. So based on our thinking abilities, whatever in computers, what they say is, or ego, garbage in, garbage out. So similarly, if you give wonderful inputs to system, the artificial intelligence, it is going to deliver a wonderful output. So similarly, I think I urge Krishna sir and Atri bhai, please take it forward and let's create a AI in pulmonology so that it will be a wonderful thing in years to come.
Wonderful suggestion. Wonderful suggestion. We have Dr. Devi Jyoti from Raipur, Chhattisgarh. She manages our CCI website with her sister, who is an engineer, and she has message very much apt and important at the present day scenario. So I am sure she and her sister will be starting thinking about this CCI app and CCI Artificial Intelligence, and something will definitely come out. I would want to move on to Samir ji. Since you are at a medical college, often these students come to you. Some are DM aspirants, some are studying for MD or DNB, or some may be NEET preparing also. So, can you just briefly enumerate some verified medical knowledge platforms online which are available, Samir ji?
Verified knowledge platforms, usually the most important are some of the apps which we are using, some of the websites which we are using. I have been using Medscape, the app from my residency periods. It is one of the apps which can give you most of the knowledge at a fingertip. You just have to type the information you want, and it will give you all the information what you want. The most important applications or websites which we search are PubMed and Cochrane reviews. These two platforms, all the recent articles and all the even most of the older articles are available. You may have to pay for some of the articles, and as we know that there are many doctor applications, there are doctor groups. We can just get these articles whenever we want from these also. These are the most important applications or websites which we have been using from long time for the gaining the knowledge about the medical field. In addition, verified platforms like YouTube is giving a lot of information. Other applications like some of the websites which we have launched, which have been launched recently, all the videos of medical knowledge are available there, and you can just search and you can get the information easily from these applications.
Wow, thank you. I got another message, appreciation message from Dr. S. Jayaraman from Chennai. Dr. S. Jayaraman happens to be one of our most avid webinar listeners. He logs in, he listens to every webinar. And I would want to appreciate that currently a cyclone was going on in Chennai. And even then, Jayaraman sir, his love for CCI, his love for medical knowledge, he's listening to us. And he has mentioned that wonderful webinar on social media role in medical fraternity. Thank you, CCI. Advance best wishes to CCI Con Srinagar. We have almost reached the end of a very interesting, out of the way topic, but maybe this will help all of us professionally, educationally, and personally or socially also. So, before we conclude, I would request Ravi Dosi sir to kindly give, let's say, an anecdote from your experience with CCI and a closing message for all of us.
Well, there is this My Google Business app is there. So you usually tend to enroll it, and there is an option where there is a one-way traffic. People can put comments over that. So some mishap happened to a patient in the ICU, and they put a comment on that. So after an year or so, I just happened to come across the same family, and I was just being myself. So that person actually came to me and told me, "Sir, I'm sorry I posted over there. I'm deleting that particular comment because I've come to realize that you are not that sort of a person." So my point is, at times social media is very kind to you, at times it is very brutal to you, but at every point of time in your professional life, you have to remain what you are, and you should not have double standards either in reality or on social media. That's all I can say.
This was a very beautiful message that double standards, a separate personality in reality and social media. So, thank you for impressing this thing that how you are in reality, behave like that in social media, and it should not be a mask in social media and reality something else. Very beautiful message. Vinod ji, you are not a doctor, but since the last 2.5 years, you have been part of CCI. You have spoken to most of us at odd hours. You have spoken to most of us for these recordings, sometimes flow of the webinar. And recently at a Mumbai conference, I got the good chance to meet you also in person. So please share an anecdote from CCI with respect to you, Vinod ji, please.
So, sir, I've been constantly working with CCI since last 2.5 years, and it was really a pleasurable moment to work with each and everyone. Like I have many times I have interacted. I've started interacting with Dr. NH Krishna, followed by Dr. Sivika sir and Dr. Ravi Doshi sir initially, and it was really it was feeling like when I'm talking to these people, it was like I'm talking to very close friends and very family like friends. Never thought like we will be getting such a wonderful person. After that, I have started interacting with you, sir, Dr. Atri sir, and Dr. Keerat ma'am, and really it was a pleasurable moment for me to work with you all closely. Thank you so much, sir.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Vijay sir, Vijay Chennamchetty sir, an anecdote with respect to CCI social media and your message for our audience.
See, we are very, very fortunate enough to be part of CCI, and we have witnessed and we have also contributed equally to the growth of CCI, apart from the main pillars, that is NH Krishna sir and Narayan Pradeepa. So it was wonderful experience. We can't explain in a single sentence or single a day would be required to express all the beautiful hardships that we have underwent, and then we have become the part of one such platform, and proud to be associated with it, and proud for whatever hard work that I can contribute. In the sense, there's a saying in Telugu called Uduta Bhakti. That means squirrel's roll. While bridging the building the bridge to Lanka from India, on the way of Lord Sri Rama when he was chasing Lord Sitama. So a squirrel also contributed something, a minute thing, while building the bridge. So I feel that kind of job I have done to CCI. But though it is a small job, I believe it is a wonderful journey so far. And I must tell one important thing here on social media. I totally agree with what Dr. Ravi Bhai has said of do not maintain the double standards. But having said this, so what is important is how you are going to present in social media is very, very important, very vital. As the famous Greek philosopher, as Plato has said, so only storytellers shall rule the world. This is the famous statement. So please, my dear friends, make sure whatever you want to communicate, make a story and then express. That will be very, very impressive. And do not lose yourself in the social media. You have your own personal life. You have your dependents who depend on your love and then caring. You have to give time to your family. So gain wisely and then transform yourself into a wonderful storyteller. Thank you.
Wow, that's a wonderful message. While Dr. Vijay was narrating, I could not help notice that mark on his finger that indicated that he has voted recently. And I came to know that that day was a national conference workshop, but yet first he cast his vote and then he attended the workshop. So this is an appeal from to everyone out there. Currently, next year, national election is coming, and there are some changes in the database of the voter, which is even available online, like we are available online now. So always nation duty first, democratic duty first. Make sure that whenever there is a vote, you take out time to vote. Make sure that you're part of the electoral process always. This is our national responsibility. I just got a message from Odisha, Dr. Sudarshan Pothal, who lives and works in the holy city of Puri, and he is telling that this is an extraordinary webinar. From what Dr. Vijay told, that please learn to tell the story. I would not name a few names to offend others because it's not possible to take everyone's name. But in CCI, we found some people who are presenting these beautiful cases. It's a complicated case. They give a beautiful title and then very shortly they mention what was unique about the case and then how they manage the case and give some unique pictures. So all of you out there, you all are doing marvelous work. Sometimes you may wonder that what work I am doing is ordinary. No, it is never ordinary because it is life saving for a family. It is the question of life or death, sorrow and happiness from some children whose breadwinner may be snatched away. So, you people, by your everyday activity, you're saving lives. So, whenever you're doing some groundbreaking work out there, please learn to tell that story, put it on our groups. We will appreciate it, we will spread it. I would move on to Keerat ma'am. You have already told us regarding your experience with respect to CCI. I am asking you your feedback message or take home message for our audience. Keerat ma'am.
So, whatever we learned today in this webinar, Dr. Atri, there are people who are professionally charging to disseminate this information. They are social media handlers who will, who handle people's social media accounts, who make content, who post, who will tell you to make a video, who will post your video. And, there are people who are actually for hospitals who are doing that, and PR systems, they are doing that. My one piece of advice would be never let any social media person answer on your behalf, because they are not medical professionals, and what they say could do some serious damage. My mother, I attribute all my social media success to my mother. She made a YouTube channel for our hospital, Sibia Medical Center. It has 3,000 plus subscribers, but it has grown organically and organically only. And the replies, if somebody is trying to reach out to me, and I told you that I'm not always that active on social media, she will always pass me that message, and she, being a doctor, can still reply. But never let anyone reply on your behalf. It can have some detrimental results.
Wow, that's a very important message. So, someone may professionally post for you, but the answer should always come from you because that is responsibility. Answering is owning responsibility. Point taken. Dr. Samir had to rush due to a medical emergency at his medical college. So, we cannot take the take home message from Dr. Samir. We have come to the end of a very unique webinar. And once again, I would want to thank Krishna sir for such a wonderful topic because I really enjoyed doing this webinar. I never had to feel that I need to ask boring doses of antibiotics to people. I need to ask regarding adverse effect, that which medicine causes nausea, which medicine does not cause nausea, etc., etc., etc. What is GGO, what is not GGO. We all enjoyed performing in this webinar. So, Krishna sir, really thank you. My thanks to all the panelists out here, especially our two speakers. You have done a very hard work, thorough review of literature before making this. And please remember, friends, our CCI webinars are there on YouTube for life. So, you both did a great work to be accurate in your facts so that whoever will access this will find this as a reference material for future. So that's wonderful. Thank you to the panelists for answering my questions, being here the last 1.5 hours. Our technical team, again, Vinod ji is the leader of the technical team, our academic partner, Cipla Respiratory, being with us for the last 2.5 years. The people behind us, our founders, Krishna sir, Dr. Narayana Pradeep sir, the current CCI President, Dr. Ashish Dubey, the current CCI Secretary, Dr. Anil Maske. There are some people who are our webinar planners. Dr. Shivani Swami, Dr. Vijay, he's our coordinator. Today he is in the panel. Dr. Keerat is one of a webinar planner. Today she is in the panel. Dr. Ravi is one of a webinar panel. He is in the panel. Nitin Abhyankar sir, Rajadhar sir. Oh yes, I am also part of the webinar planner. My one very small message to people out there. Networking is absolutely essential. Please consider networking as adaptation. Humans adapt, humans survive. Dinosaurs did not adapt, dinosaurs became extinct. So, when we are in the world of networking, social or professional networking, be the human, don't try to be the dinosaur. Try to know what are the new apps, what are the faster internet connections, what may be better mobile phones or computers. So, from Chess Council of India, To everyone out there, a very, very good night. Thank you, everyone. And those of our abroad listeners, a very, very good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you.